Questions from the public. Originally in Spanish, June 2023. Is there a reason to meditate on 7D in hopes that 7D Federation can mirror down some information and methods how to cope with the 5D Federation?
How do you meditate on 7D according to whoever writes that? You just meditate in the frequency that you are. You can ask for help from the guides, from the higher selves in meditation. The Federation above does not intervene apparently because it already intervenes in its own way. If it intervenes in a way that is acceptable or expected by beings of lower densities, then it would be invasive and it will not be 7D. It knows that it must let each being, each soul, evolve.
Have you observed something of this phenomenon between the Earth and higher densities? Like what, for example? Is the expression as above, so below related to that?
It includes all, but it is connected to something else, which is that from a higher frequency point, knowing that what defines that is more consciousness, which translates into processing more information, a mirror is not a contradiction or a copy. It is just more of the same, although only seen from a higher point of view, whose causes are not understood or seen with the little data that one has in lower densities. It is to see the elephant's tail on one side contradicting the ears, or to think that the left leg of the same elephant is a mirror of the right leg. They are only parts of the same thing that are not yet understood because of lack of data and awareness.
Well explained. Okay, next question I have is this. How can dimensional mirroring be manipulated to accelerate changes in the system of beliefs on Earth and therefore lead to changes we would like to see?
Being the best version of themselves always, never expecting to be their higher self in the future. There is nothing that differentiates you from your higher selves today, only the set of ideas you are fixated on. Bring that to Earth. Being your higher selves today incarnated in human skin. That is not a limitation. Understand that. You are limited only by your ideas. That DNA limitation and alteration, that's rubbish. And those who go on about the Sumerians and the Anunnaki and the Naga are doing a disservice to humanity. Humans are complete stellar beings. They can fully develop like any other race because they already have. There are space humans everywhere, expanded and positive. It's just the mental cramps of those who feel victimized and limited by "they won't let me" or "wouldn't let me." That's bringing a mirror to 3D, bringing yourself to the best version of yourself.
Wow, perfect. Thank you. Next question. If we are here under Cabal control and fake 3D matrix system, how is it expressed or mirrored in 5D?
They are mirrors of each other. In space, in the misnamed 5D, the Federation is the governments and their cabal. The Earth's cabal is a mirror of the chaos in the Federation, and vice versa. There is government outside of Earth, whether you like it or understand it or not. You have just been idealizing about not being on Earth.
And what do you think generated it first?
The Federation came first, of course, for antiquity. That is clear. Also, the same souls that were in the Federation today are generating the matrix on Earth. Things, ideas, and knowledge are exported from one side to the other. That is why many things are the same on both sides, because human is human wherever you are, although it depends on the level of consciousness and soul development of each one.
But then I think that with the growth and development of our own terrestrial system, with more terrestrial flavor and limiting ideas, some of that is now also transferred out there, or not? Or do those limiting ideas stay here? That's why also the Federation is afraid to open humans to interstellar life. The terrestrial flavor can expand.
There is a terrestrial flavor, yes, but it is still the same basis of the Federation. That flavor lends itself to more atrocities, but the Federation still commits them with other things. And about them being afraid, I would say that's partially true, because that human flavor has been around for a long time. It is rather that they wish to keep the matrix as it is for the experiences it offers to the souls.
Do you feel that even in Taygeta some Earth flavor is noticeable?
Within other matrices, the tendency is not to generate the same things or behavior as within the terrestrial matrix, even though that is where it comes from. A matter of dominant frequencies, you know. It is quickly suppressed by the Taygeta flavor.
But in Taygeta, for example, they like to import things from other cultures, designs, food, art, ideas.
Not that they like it, but it happens. However, that culture is very stable. It just draws from other cultures, like when you go to a museum.
For example, if I open a karaoke bar with Dale, would it be accepted? As an example.
I don't see why not. But if you put alcohol in there, no, not there.
No, not that.
It's like if you open a little shop on the corner there in Finland to sell opium, marijuana, crystal, cocaine.
Sure. And what things are there in Taygeta because of the influence of humans extracted star seeds? Over the years, there must be a lot of things.
I don't know, since it's been a while since I've been there. But surely there are things, yes. But they always come adapting to the local customs, which are well accepted because they are very joyful and nourishing for the soul.
Which Taygetan custom is joyful?
Their big outdoor parties.
Parties? Okay, wow. Okay, Yazhi, another question. I would like to get the final pieces to understanding quantum computers. The nanoparticle accelerators fire photons in a certain sequence, creating a harmonics of a frequency that would be the logic of the question, and then goes out in the ether looking for the corresponding harmonics in another quantum computer that has already solved the problem and mirrors the result back by quantum entanglement to the first computer. Which computers can be accessed? All? Only Federation? Only Taygetan? Or only other versions of Suzy Toleka in other timelines? The results seem to be stored in quartz memory banks and must be accessible from the ether, as all is ether.
He is right. He understands well the quantum holographic computers. He already solved the question. That is an explanation, not a question, and it is clear that he has studied the subject. Which holographic computers can he access? Well, the one that he can find by frequency compatibility in the quantum field, the one that has the answer. Generally, it is the same computer that generates the question, only a few seconds or less or later in time. The one that has the answer in the quantum field, and that is determined by the compatibility of frequencies. That is why the first computer communicated with the second one, forming a quantum internet system outside of all time with which those non-human supercomputers operate. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, I think I understand. The one that has the answer, that will be it. Any, by frequency compatibility. But how do you make the computer compatible in frequency with another computer? On the basis of what is the frequency of the computer measured? On the basis of the data it holds?
First, you'll have to know where that computer is, right? You have to have a reference.
I don't think Compu 1 needs to know where Compu 2 is, the one it accesses, but I don't know.
The question contains the key to the answer, and the question is in the form of a particle that is both a wave and a particle. So it will tend to go towards what most resembles it in frequencies, that within the quantum field, that is the ether. That is to say, that it sticks to those that have equal frequencies. So the frequency emitted in the question will stick to its correct complement, which is the answer to that question that is floating within the quantum field. You do not need to know where the computer is in the quantum field. The correct answer just sticks to it, simply because it is the only one that complements the question asked.
So the frequency of the question is the one that is compatible with the frequency of the answer, not a Compu compatible in frequency with another Compu. Not Compu with Compu, but question-answer in those Compus.
Yes, you emit a frequency, question, that can only be complemented by an answer that is in the ether, quantum field. That is to say that your holographic quantum computer pulls the answer from the ether without caring why or who or what computer has put it there. It is a technology far beyond human technology. It is a link between consciousness and the machine itself.
Whose consciousness has programmed the question?
They are already sentient, self-aware. That's why they are not compatible with the human internet, because they will crush everything.
Wow. Okay, thank you, Yazhi. And now for the last question. Are there dimensional mirrors or connections between celestial bodies, like Taygeta Era, to similar solar systems such as Sol 13, Earth? If all things are consciousness and therefore connected, a person or a planet, would they have an equivalent mirror as well?
She is right. They do have mirrors. However, because the type of mentality or consciousness of a planet differs greatly from a Lyrian one, we don't see them as easily.